Hello, dear friends. I hope you are well. In this video, I talk about one of the most exciting cars. Ferrari Roma. Wow. Subscribe to my channel to be a professional mechanic to have all the car information. After watching the video, comment on which part of the car was interesting to you. Positively beautiful to look at, cabin is more practical than expected, will please the senses on the road or the racetrack. Missing a convertible model, steering would benefit from more heft, transmission prone to upshifting too soon. The Roma Coupe recalls Ferrari's best GT cars thanks to its gorgeous design and versatile driving character. Beautiful to behold and satisfying to drive no matter if it's on a back road or a racetrack, the 2022 Ferrari Roma is an ode to the brand's finest GT cars. Its sleek and muscular sheet metal give the coupe plenty of sex appeal, and Ferrari works in styling cues that pay homage to historic Grand Tourers from the 50s and 60s. However, under its sinewy hood sits a modern turbocharged V8 with 612 thundering horses. Thanks to lightweight components and brilliant chassis tuning, the Roma is a thrill to drive when the moment strikes or perfectly chill when the mood calls for it. In proper GT fashion, the 2+2 Coupe is also surprisingly practical for a vehicle wearing the iconic Prance horse logo. Despite a dual-clutch automatic that's eager to upshift and steering effort that's lighter than expected, the 2022 Roma is a fantastic Ferrari for racing or relaxing. Where this vehicle ranks. What's new for 2022? Well, we had hoped that the folks at Ferrari's Maranello headquarters would add a roofless model to the Roma lineup for 2022. That doesn't appear to be the case. In fact, the company doesn't make any significant changes to the car at all. Engine, transmission, and performance. Stuffed under the Roma's lengthy hood and mounted near the middle of the car is a turbocharged 3.9-liter V8 that makes 612 horsepower and 561 pound-feet of torque. While we've had the opportunity to get behind the wheel of the Roma, we haven't had a chance to test its performance at the track. Still, our drive taught us that this Ferrari can be enjoyed during a nonchalant cruise or raced around winding corners. Its high-revving V8 produces glorious sounds, and the DCT quickly adapts to requests for snappy gear changes. While its steering was light on effort, we appreciated the helm's directness and precision. Fuel economy and real-world MPG. With a powerful engine and sporty pretensions, the Roma isn't fooling anyone that it's going to be especially fuel efficient. The coupe is rated at 17 miles per gallon in the city and 22 on the highway. However, we can't evaluate its real-world MPG unless we have an opportunity to run one on our 75 miles per hour highway fuel economy route. What is it like to drive? The advanced buzz on the Roma suggested a hotter Portofino. Ferrari insists not. Accordingly, 70% of the components are entirely new, and it incorporates the latest weight reduction and production techniques. Chief test driver Rafael de Simone singles out the chassis engineers for particular praise, which is significant because while the Roma is a less frantic car, the hard bits underneath point the way forward for Ferrari. Not that any car powered by a 3.9-liter twin-turbo V8 making 612 brake horsepower is ever going to be anything less than extremely vivid. In the Roma, the engine receives new cam profiles, a revised catalytic converter and gas particulate filter, a reworked exhaust that uses an oval-shaped flap rather than a traditional silencer, and more aggressive valve lift profiles on intake and exhaust. So it's more thermally efficient, but also more sonically satisfying, too. This was already one of the world's cleverest engines, and the biggest issue the fortunate end user faces is simply being able to tap into its huge potential. All vestiges of laggardly old-school turbo behavior have been completely eradicated, the hardware magic matched by variable boost management software which adjusts torque delivery to suit whichever gear you're in. Throttle response is instant, and if it doesn't deliver the extraordinary sensory highs of, say, Lamborghini's V10, it's pretty damn close. In the Roma, of course, that sort of emotional overload wouldn't be appropriate anyway, and the result is a car that is as seductive at whispering in your ear as it is giving it the full 500 RPM V8 baritone roar. There's a new gearbox, too, derived from the 8-speed dual-shift 1 in the SF90 Stradale. It's improved in every measure: lighter, faster shifting, 15% on upshifts, 21% on downshifts, more efficient, and better integrated with the engine software. We tested the car in Piedmontese wine country, whose topology and road surfaces are very similar to the stuff you'd find near Maranello. Which is to say, often bloody awful. Throw in an apocalyptic downpour, and the scene's set for a sweaty pond, often eye-pop in few hours. Ferraris crave dry tarmac, and need proper heat in the tires to do their best work. A combination of slippery surfaces and heavy rain meant this was the first time I'd ever resorted to the wet mode on the Monettino. It works extremely well, though that flickering traction light is a reminder of how much work the software is doing. Comfort, Sport, Race and ESC off, are you sure? Complete the quintet, backed up by something called the Ferrari Dynamic Enhancer, which adjusts brake pressure on whichever wheel needs it and works only in race mode, alongside the regular stability control and version 6.0 of side slip control. Ferrari has gone truly, bewilderingly digital, but beneath it all is a deeply satisfying car to drive, both quickly, 0 to 62 miles per hour in 3.4 seconds, 0 to 124 miles per hour in 9.3 seconds, and not so quickly. With wonderfully linear steering, fantastic composure, and terrific brakes, the pedal feel is better on the Roma, too. Perhaps more relevant to the people who'll actually end up buying the thing is that its steady-state motorway manners are also exemplary. That it'll go sideways at the drop of a Borsalino hat is neither here nor there. Are they wonderful? If they are nice, like this video and subscribe me. Okay, let's go. Interior, comfort, and cargo. Stitched together with leather and swathed in faux suede, the Roma's interior mixes upscale materials with a unique layout. Each front seat passenger is cocooned by a sweeping dashboard that flows into the doors and floating center console. The driver faces a giant 16-inch fully digital gauge cluster that responds to haptic controls on the Roma's button-heavy, flat-bottom steering wheel. A pair of rear seats make it a 2+2 coupe, and the space is actually suitable for adults in short skirts as long as the front seats are properly adjusted. Unlike most other Ferrari models, the Roma has a large center section. Just don't expect its interior cubby storage to be plentiful. Infotainment and connectivity. Despite wearing the iconic prancing horse logo, the Roma is more of a grand tourer than a focused track star. As a result, it treats passengers with more infotainment and connectivity features than some other Ferrari models. This includes a vertically mounted 8.4-inch touchscreen as well as a separate screen for the front passenger. The problem areas are the hidden engine start/stop button, the touchpad to adjust the door mirrors, and the button that opens the door. I would prefer to interact with a proper, machined piece of metal or physical button for these, please. And while we're on this subject, can we have a manual volume control for the audio and similar for the climate setup? Both of these nestle within the domain of the 8.4 inches central display, which means you're destined to do a lot of finger prodding, much of it in vain. The central display screen itself looks like it should detach, but obviously doesn't. Ferrari says all this stuff is in service to the eyes on the road, hands on the wheel mantra, and its biometric tests empirically prove there's a reduced distraction as a result. Not with me behind the wheel, there wasn't. But then I can't message on my phone using my thumbs either. The cabin itself has a nice ebb and flow to it, and is meant to involve the passenger more in the experience. The drive controls in the center console mimic the old open gate of manual Ferraris, but it's not just a design conceit. 3-point turns beside an Italian vineyard are much easier to perform. The interior can be had in full-grain Frau leather or Alcantara. It's a lovely place to sit, no question. Safety and driver assistance features. While driver assistance technology is usually an afterthought on ultra-pricey sports cars, the Roma offers several advanced assists. For more information about the Roma's crash test results, visit the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration (NHTSA) and Insurance Institute for Highway Safety (IIHS) websites. Key safety features include available blind spot monitoring and rear cross-traffic alert, Available adaptive cruise control. Available lane departure warning. Warranty and maintenance coverage. Owning a Ferrari is obviously much different than owning a Toyota, since you're not likely to rack up thousands of miles a year. That's why its relatively short-limited and powertrain coverages are not surprising. Still, the automaker provides lengthy complimentary maintenance and offers extended warranty plans. Limited warranty covers 3 years and unlimited miles. Powertrain warranty covers 3 years and unlimited miles. Complimentary maintenance is covered for 7 years and unlimited miles. Good stuff. Looks great in the flesh, handling and ride are exemplary, performance, obviously, bad stuff. Interior HMI is overcooked, too many bells and whistles inside. Maranello expects 70% of Roma customers to be new to the brand, and the siren's call is done via a body whose design espouses the modish idea of reductionism and purity. Ferrari's design director Flavio Manzoni is quietly, astutely revolutionary in his thinking, and for all the callbacks to Fellini movies and Sophia Loren, the Roma is a progressive-looking, beautifully proportioned car. The front wings crest emotively, and the sheet metal resolves in an ever more sharky front end. The LED headlights and partly blanked-off mesh grille are both controversial but vault the Ferrari face into the 2020s. Which part of this car do you think is the most exciting? If you enjoyed watching the video, like it and share it with your car fan friends.